There is no sight in football quite like seeing an overhead kick bulge in the back of the net. It takes a certain type of audacity for a player to even attempt a shot like that. Never mind even pull it off. When they go in, even the opposition supporters have been known to applaud a moment of pure genius. Alejandro Garnacho's incredible bicycle kick in a 3-0 win for Manchester United over Everton is a goal that will live long in the memory and will almost certainly go down as one of the best goals in Premier League history. But is it the best overhead kick goal of all time? Let's dive straight in and enjoy some beautiful goals. At number 10 spot is Christian Benteke's goal against Manchester United in 2015. Christian Benteke was another striker that Liverpool would fork out a lot of money to sign. He didn't quite have the desired impact at Anfield that supporters would have hoped for when he arrived for £32.5 million. But he did score an absolute firecracker against their deadly rivals Manchester United. With the Reds 2-0 down, a cross was sent in from the right, which United's Daily Blind was able to somewhat flick away from goal, but the big Belgian forward was able to reposition himself and caught the shot perfectly, and it flew past David De Gea into the net. Unfortunately for Benteke, it would prove to be a mere consolation in a 3-1 defeat for Liverpool that is better remembered by Anthony Martial's well-taken goal on his United debut, which sealed the win for his new club. 9. Dimitar Berbatov versus Liverpool, 2010. We've had a goal from a Manchester United-Liverpool fixture already on this list, but this one was even more special for multiple reasons. Firstly, it was a goal scored as part of a win for Man United, and it was also the second of 3 goals scored by Dimitar Berbatov that game, as he became the first United player in 64 years to score a hat-trick against the Reds. The Bulgarian was known for his almost effortless skills with the ball, but this was arguably his greatest Premier League goal, as he controlled Nani's rather weak cross from the right by cushioning it on his thigh before pulling off a terrific overhead kick that went in via the crossbar. There are perhaps better techniques lower on this list, but the combination of the occasion and Berbatov having to generate the power in the strike himself earns it a spot at number 9. 8. Andy Carroll's goal against Crystal Palace, 2017. On 12th January 2017, West Ham supporters were left shaken by the news that their best player Dimitri Payet had told manager Slaven Bilic that he no longer wanted to play for the Hammers and instead wanted to return to Marseille. 2 days later, the Frenchman was left out of the matchday squad completely for a home clash against Crystal Palace. A crestfallen crowd at the London Stadium needed something to cheer them up, and they certainly got it with a resounding 3-0 victory, including a white post. 7. Wayne Rooney versus Manchester City in 2011. There will be fans that truly staggered that this goal is coming in so low on this list, and those fans do have a point. Let's not forget, this overhead kick was the winner in a crucial Manchester derby that came at the end of a long-running saga that seemed like it was going to end with Rooney joining Man City. It even won the official Premier League's best goal of the first 20 seasons of the competition. However, we said at the start that technique was being prioritized above all else, and the fact is that the striker shinned it. So despite Rooney having to adjust to Nani's deflected cross to score an overhead kick and win a Manchester derby, this goal. 6. Emre Can versus Watford, 2017. This is the second entry into this list from a Liverpool player, and easily the best one. Emre Can was hardly a prolific goal scorer during his time at Anfield, but his overhead kick in May 2017 was magnificent. This goal was pretty unique, based on the fact that the German midfielder was actually making a run into the Watford penalty area when the ball was delivered to him. As a result, he only had a split second to adjust his body to be in the right place so he could meet the ball with a perfect bicycle kick that flew past Hornets goalkeeper Jorelho Gomez. It would prove to be the only goal in a crucial win for Liverpool's top 4 aspirations. 5. Philippe Mexes' wonderful overhead kick against Anderlecht, 2012. This one earns a lot of bonus points based on the fact that Felipe Mexes was a defender who only scored 7 goals during 5 years with AC Milan. In an important Champions League group stage match away at Anderlecht, a poor free kick was floated in from Ricardo Montolivo, but Mexes made the most of it. After having to double back to meet the ball on the edge of the area, the Frenchman took the ball on his chest with his back to goal before sending a bicycle kick over his head that looped its way over the keeper and into the goal. Mexes' memorable goal from out of nowhere helped the Italian Giants win 3-1 and secure a place in the knockout stages of the tournament. 4. Alejandro Garnacho, jaw-dropping bicycle kick against Everton, 2023. A potential Puskas Award-winning goal of the 2023-24 season. Ever since we mentioned it in the intro, you must have been wondering when this goal was going to come up, and we do truly believe it's one of the best overhead kick goals we've ever seen. It came just 3 minutes into Man United's trip to face Everton, who were still smarting from a 10-point deduction for breaching profit and sustainability rules, and were making their feelings of distaste towards the Premier League known in a vociferous fashion. But the Argentinian went a long way to shutting Goodison up with a truly remarkable overhead kick as he doubled back to meet Diogo Dalot's fizzed cross and met it perfectly to send it flying into the top corner of Jordan Pickford's goal. We think it's the best overhead kick the Premier League has ever seen. 3. Zlatan Ibrahimovic confident overhead kick against England, 2012. In a truly bizarre international friendly that saw England debuts handed to the likes of Steven Kalker, Leon Osman, Ryan Shawcross, Carl Jenkinson, and even Wilfried Zaha, who would later declare for Ivory Coast, it was a Swede who stole the show. Zlatan Ibrahimovic had already bagged a hat-trick by the time he capped off an imperious performance with a truly fantastic goal. A long ball pumped down the pitch had brought goalkeeper Joe Hart out to try and clear, but, being outside of his area, he could only win a weak header, which nevertheless went over Ibrahimovic. However, that posed no problems for the forward, who readjusted his body and struck an overhead kick from all of 25 yards out, which made it in, despite a desperate lunge from Shawcross. 2. Cristiano Ronaldo robotic machinery bicycle kick against Juventus, 2018. Many might argue that this is the best bicycle kick ever, but it is ranked second on our list. Cristiano Ronaldo is often featured in football rankings and has probably now got used to coming second in them. His overhead kick against Juventus in the Champions League quarter-final in April 2018 was truly outrageous for several reasons, but remarkably, it wasn't even the best goal of that kind scored by a Real Madrid player during that particular European campaign. But more on that later. This goal from the Portuguese superstar was a true example of just how expertly the forward can read the game. Dani Carvajal received the ball outside the area on the right-hand side of the pitch and drove for the byline before he was ambushed by Alex Sandro and was forced to hoist in a tepid cross. Ronaldo immediately reached the spot where the ball was going to drop, and before the Juventus defenders couldn't even react, he flung himself into the area and met the ball with a perfectly executed bicycle kick. The pictures that emerged after the game showing the forward completely horizontal and around 6 feet in the air left us mere mortals, questioning just how on earth he managed to do that. Taking the number 1 spot is Gareth Bale's finest against Liverpool in 2018. However, just 6 weeks later, Ronaldo's teammate Gareth Bale scored a similarly sublime overhead kick, and due to the occasion being a Champions League final, that one just about edges it as number 1 on our list. The score was locked at 1-1 between Real Madrid and Liverpool, with just under half an hour left to play when Marcelo delivered a hopeful cross from the left. The ball sent in was behind Bale, who instinctively thrust his body into the air so he could meet it with a spectacular bicycle kick that flew past a helpless Loris Karius into the back of the goal. The Welshman would score again later in the match, as Los Blancos wrapped up their 13th Champions League title. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bells for more video on your favorite sport. Until the next one, please stay tuned.